The Indian High Commission in Kenya's Nairobi has issued an advisory amid violent protests in the African nation's capital and other cities over the passage in Kenyan parliament of a controversial bill that proposed to increase taxes. All Indians in Kenya have meanwhile been told to exercise utmost caution, restrict non-essential movement and avoid the areas affected by the protest. The statement has come on a day when police opened fire on demonstrators trying to enter the parliament building in Nairobi, wherein at least 5 protesters have lost their lives. Sections of the parliament have also been set ablaze. My colleague Brian with us on the broadcast to give us more details on this. Brian, of course, amidst the protests that are taking place in Kenya over the increased taxes, of course, India has now issued an advisory. If you could take our viewers through what exactly is mentioned in that advisory.
Now an advisory amidst this violent protests in Kenya's capital and other cities. And talking about these protests, also it erupted following the passage of a controversial bill in Kenyan parliament that proposes tax increases. Now, talking about the advisory, which is of utmost importance now, Sabri, it says that in view of the prevailing tense situation, all Indians in Kenya are advised to exercise utmost caution, restrict non-essential movement and avoid areas affected by the protest, and even violence until the situation clears up. Even the High Commission posted this notice on X also advising Indian nationals to follow local news and the mission's website also and social media handles for major updates. And currently around 20,000 Indians reside in Kenya according to their official estimates as well. And this advisory also was issued on a day when police opened fire on demonstrators attempting to attend the parliament building in Nairobi, resulting in the deaths of at least 5 protesters as well. And even parts of the parliament building were also set ablaze before police managed to disperse the protesters using tear gas and gunfire. Now, Kenyan President William Ruto also addressed the nation, vowing a full, effective and expeditious, a response to today's, yesterday's treacherous events. And he also condemned the demonstrations, stating that the demonstrations were hijacked by dangerous people and it is not in order or even, conceivable that criminals pretending to be peaceful protesters can rain terror against the people, their elected representatives and the institution established under their constitution are expected to go scot-free. He warned the planners, financiers, and even the orchestrator of the violence. Now, even the US and United Nations also reacted to the situation. The US urged the Kenyan government to exercise restraint, while the UN emphasized the importance of upholding the rights of people to demonstrate peacefully. And as anti-government protesters was captured waving Kenyan flag also, as police fired tear gas at them during the protests over the proposed tax hikes in downtown Nairobi that happened on June 25th. That was yesterday. Yes.
All right, Brian, thanks for joining in, sharing all those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is Mr. Sanjay Srivastava, international affairs expert. So thank you so much for joining in on NewsX. Now, the developments that are taking place, police has opened fire on demonstrators in Nairobi, which has led to the death of 5 people. With developments taking place with this advisory that has been issued, what is the kind of support and help that the Indians in Kenya would be expecting?
First of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. This is a very tragic development has occurred when in Kenyan parliament a bill was passed which was about raising taxes. But a lot of people in Kenya, certain sections, they have been vehemently opposing this entire bill. And they were urging the lawmakers to not to pass the bill. But when this bill was passed, then the certain section of the crowd, they stormed into the Canadian and Kenyan parliament, beg my pardon. And then the Kenyan police opened fire. And in that fire, 5 people have been killed and several are injured. And this is obviously an unfortunate development. But as far as India's government's advisory is concerned to our nationals, those are about 20,000 Indians are there in Kenya. So they have been advised to take all kind of caution and care while moving out. And they must not go to those areas affected by this kind of riots and violence. and they should report if there is any untoward incident occurs and anything such they notice. They should report to our embassy there in Nairobi. So I think Indian government, this topmost priority to our nationals, and whenever they are in trouble or they are in any crisis situation, Indian government is very much there to help them out. And this is again the demonstration of the fact that India and Indian government does not leave any Indians abroad in trouble anywhere in the world. And that is why this kind of advisory has been issued. And I hope that people in Nairobi, those who are Indians, they will follow this advisory in a careful manner, and they will avoid moving out in those areas that have been affected by this kind of riot and violence. So I think this is a very timely step which the Indian government has taken, a very proactive step which Indian government always takes for the people, those who are or might be in trouble.
Right.
So I think this is a very tragic development has happened in Kenya. But let's hope that peace prevails sooner than later.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.